My name is Elizabeth Lederer. I'm an assistant district attorney in New York County. I'm about to ask you some questions about what happened in Central Park on the night of April 19th of 1989. Before I ask you any questions, I want to advise you of your rights with respect to any statements you might make. You have the right to remain silent and to refuse to answer any questions. Do you understand?
Yes.
Anything that you say can be used against you in court. Do you understand? You have the right to consult a lawyer now before any questioning and have a lawyer present during any questioning. Do you understand?
Yes.
If you have no lawyer or cannot afford a lawyer will be provided for you now free of charge before any questioning. Do you understand? I'm sorry?
Yes.
Having been advised of your rights, are you willing to tell me the truth now about what happened on April 19th in the evening in Central Park? Okay, let me start by introducing some of the people in the room. This is Tim Clemens. He's an assistant district attorney in New York County as well. You can see there's a camera here and a tape recorder, and there's a technician. We are recording the proceedings here so that we can get everything exactly right. Is that all right? Okay. When we are recording this, it makes it much easier if you will speak out loud. Sometimes it's difficult to get the nod of the head or the movement of your head. Try to answer out loud, whether the answer is yes or the answer is no. All right?
Yes.
It is about 1:45 in the morning. We are at the 24th precinct. Let me ask you before we start, how are you feeling?
All right.
You all right? Do you need anything?
No, I just wanted to call my family.
Okay. You certainly can call your family. Would you like to do that now before we start, or do you mind if we take the statement since we've started and then you can call afterwards? What would you like?
You can call afterwards.
Is that all right?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't you start then by telling me what your full name is and your age?
Michael BRISCOE. My age is 17.
And where do you live? Who do you live with there?
My grandmother.
Did you go to school?
Yes.
What grade are you in?
11th.
Why don't you begin by telling us what happened on the night of April 19th of 1989?
Well, we was inside. We was on my projects. We met up in my projects.
You met up where?
In Taft houses.
Taft houses. Is that where you live?
Yes.
Who's we?
Me, Raymond, Trevor, Lamont, Kelly, Jermaine, JONO.
Can I go back for a second? Lamont is who? Do you know what his last name is?
No,
Is it McCALL?
I think so.
You said there was Lamont and there was, did you say someone named Kelly?
Yes.
Do you know Kelly's last name?
No.
Where does Kelly live?
In Johnson Projects.
Who else was there?
And Kelly's friends with them, but I didn't know him. And Lloyd, Eric. And Ramsey.
What's Ramsey's last name?
Smith.
Where does Ramsey Smith live?
That's Jomo's brother.
That's
Jomo's brother.
okay. Was there anybody else there that you haven't mentioned?
And a guy named Terrence. That's it.
What's Terrence's last name? Campbell?
Yes.
Where did you go?
We went towards going down Madison Avenue. And then we turned up at 110th and Madison, going towards 5th Avenue.
Before you went out that night, did anybody tell you that there were plans for that night?
No, they just told us the day before that. Between 2:30 and 3 o'clock, they told us, Raymond.
What did Raymond tell you?
He said, don't forget about Wednesday night.
Did he say what you were going to do on Wednesday night?
He said at 8 o'clock we was going to go wilding. That's it.
Wilding?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Whatever happens, like go around hitting people, stuff like that.
I can't hear you very well. There's
Going around, punching, hitting on people, things like that.
taking things from people. Is that part of what wilding is?
Yes, they come across that.
And who had said that to you? Raymond?
Yes.
What's Raymond's last name?
They kept saying Santana. They was telling me earlier today.
Okay. Before you were told that it was Santana, did you know his name?
No.
Did you see him here at the precinct today?
I seen him walk past. He could have seen me too. I was in the room and I seen him.
But the person that you saw here today is a person that you know as Raymond?
Yes.
All right. What happened when you were with your friends?
Well, we got to the beginning of the park. No, we got to Fifth Avenue, and we met up with Al and his friends, and Kevin and Yusuf. So then I asked Al, was he coming with us? Al said yes. First he asked where we was going. We told him to Central Park. Then he called other friends with him. And then we just went, we walked towards the middle, we walked towards the beginning of Central Park. And then Antron and Clarence was with them.
Is that Antron McCRAY?
I think that's his last name. I'm not sure his last name.
Was that Clarence Thomas?
I'm not sure their last names. I just know their first name.
Was Jermaine with you?
Yes. Everybody was together. All the people I named, they was together. And then Raymond just counted everybody that was there. And then we kept walking further into the park, and we saw a Puerto Rican guy. But Trevor knew him, and he called his name. He said, Eddie. So Ed looked, and then Trevor just started laughing and fell on the ground. And then we left him alone. Then we got in the park.
Who fell on the ground?
Trevor. He just started laughing.
Why did he laugh? What was funny?
To him, it was funny because they knew him, because he knew the guy.
Were you going to rob him until you figured out that somebody knew him?
They probably was going to beat him up, but then they found out that they knew him.
Why would you beat him up?
Just to be beat.
Just to be beating him up?
Yes. And then...
But you didn't beat him up because somebody in the group knew him?
Yes. And then we went further on, up in the park. And then we saw two people coming. So we all scattered out behind the trees. And there was this man and his girlfriend. And then somebody yelled out, leave him alone.
When you say you scattered out behind some trees, you mean that you hid?
Yes.
Was it dark in the park?
On one side it was dark, on the other side it was light.
Did you hide in the side that was dark?
Yes.
And were you quiet so that people wouldn't hear you?
Right. And then when we seen he was with his girlfriend, everybody just yelled out, chill, leave him alone, he's with his girlfriend.
Why didn't anybody want to beat him up if he was with his girlfriend?
I don't know. They just yelled out, leave him alone, he with his girl. And that's that.
But the reason they decided not to beat him up was because he had his girlfriend with him?
I guess so. So then we kept walking further in the park. And
Did you see anybody on a bicycle?
No, not at that time. And then the police started coming. So then we ran into the park.
Who ran into the park?
Everybody that was together.
Did you stay in the same group? You all ran the same way?
No, we all separated.
Who did you run with?
It was me, Raymond, JONO, Jermaine, and Lamont. We was together. Then the cops came deeper into the park, and then we all split up. And then
Did you run away by yourself or with somebody?
No, I was running my own way, but they was running the same way as I was. And it was me, Lamont, and Raymond, and Trevor, and this other guy that was with us. I don't know his name. It was a dark-skinned fella.
Was there anybody named Bailey there, whose last name was Bailey?
I didn't know.
You don't know the name?
No. So then, when we got inside the park, somebody started calling us from down by the road where the cops had came in. He started calling us, hey, yo, hey, yo. So then we ran back down there, and it was my friend Marlon and Julio. So then when I seen Marlon and Julio, he said, hey, Mike, we asked him where was everybody at, and he pointed towards the second lake.
Where's the second lake?
I'm not sure. He was pointing towards there. And then Raymond said, that's when Raymond referred, oh, they going to the second lake. They going towards the second lake. And
What does the second lake look like?
I couldn't tell you.
Are there a lot of runners there?
If that's the second lake, yes. If that's the reservoir, if you call the reservoir the second lake, yes.
Okay, I'm asking you, do you call the reservoir the second lake?
I'm not sure. I guess so.
Okay, you don't know what they meant when they said the second
No.
lake. All right, go ahead.
So then, after he said they was on their way to the second lake, we was getting ready to leave, and Marlon called me back. And then he told me what happened, that they had just got finished beating up some man. We took him his groceries, and then after he called me, we left again. Then he called me back again. He just told me he'll meet me around the block.
Were you still in the park?
Yes. So then he left, and then we just ran up, and we started calling everybody else.
How'd you call them?
He was saying, hey, yo, like that. So then we got towards the football field, yeah. And we met up with everybody in the football field.
How many people were you up together?
About, say, 32, 33.
About what time was it when you went into the park that night?
About 9, let me see, about 9:10, 9:15.
Had you smoked any coke or crack that night?
Did I smoke any?
Yeah.
No,
Did you smoke any pot?
no,
Did you have any kind of drugs before you went to the park that night?
no,
Did you have any alcohol?
no,
Were you perfectly sober and straight?
yes.
Okay. Tell me what else happened.
And then when we was in the park, we met up with each other in the football field. So then the cops started coming, one car. So everybody ran to the opening, to the side of the field. So then another car.
When you say you ran to the opening and to the side of the field, you ran as far away as you could from where the...
Right, the cops was. So then another car came and he pulled up. And we was getting ready to run, and Yusuf yelled out, yo, chill, don't run. He stopped. He probably taking care of the man that we had beat up, like that. So then when he said that, we went deep into the park. Then the cops started coming, following us. They kept coming deeper towards us. So we went deep into the park, and then we crossed from one side of the park to the other side.
When you say you crossed from one side of the park to the other side, what do you mean?
It's like traffic going through the freeway. The traffic be coming this way and going this way.
So how did you make that cross?
We waited until no traffic was coming, then we just sort of ran across.
You jumped down the wall and ran across and climbed up on the other side?
The other side.
Okay.
So then when we got to that side, we all ran to the reservoir. And then that's when the joggers came.
What did you do when you got to the reservoir?
When we got to the reservoir, we was walking slow, and a jogger came. Everybody said, scat out, jogger.
Who was in the group then?
Everyone that I had named.
Everybody was together?
Yes.
Okay, who said scat out?
They just yelled it out. I'm not sure, they just yelled it out.
Did you yell it out?
No, they just yelled out.
Did you do it? Does that mean to scatter?
Yes.
And did you do that when they
Yes, we left. We all broke up. So then one jogger came past.
Well, let me just, I don't mean to interrupt you, but when you said that they said scat out, that means to scatter. Were you scattering so that you could hide in the bushes?
Yes.
And did you do that?
Yes, we hid away from them. I hid away from them. So when the jogger came, after the jogger came, he had his Walkman on, and they threw a rock at him. And the rock hit him in the head. And then he turned around.
Who threw the rock?
Raymond threw the rock. And he turned around, and he started calling them curse words and everything.
Was this a big rock?
I'm not sure how big it was. He just picked it up and threw it. Because he was like in the dark, and the man didn't really see who threw it. Raymond just threw the rock. He just started calling us curse words. Then Yusuf came up from behind the tree that was in front of the man and pulled out the knife and cut him.
Where did he cut him?
I think in the face or the shoulder, somewhere upon here. And then Antron and Clarence just started yelling out, yo, they cut him, Yusuf cut him, like that.
Who was shouting that? Yusuf and who?
Clarence and Antron.
I'm sorry.
They yelled out, Yusuf cut him, he cut him. So then we was walking deep into the park. Another runner came.
The first runner who came who got cut, was that a man or a woman?
That was a man.
What did the man look like?
He was kind of tall.
Dark hair, light hair?
Dark hair.
Do you remember what he was wearing?
Just, he had on shorts. I know he had on shorts. And it's like a tight shirt, because he was like kind of husky. And then after he got sliced, he just kept running.
Did anybody chase him?
No. And then the second man came.
What did that man look like?
This man, he had dark hair too. And he was like a little shorter than the first man.
What was he wearing?
He was wearing shorts too. And he had on, I think they all, like most of the runners had on dark colors, like blue or black. He had on blue or black. So then he was running and they threw a rock and it hit him in the shoulder. And then when it hit him in the shoulder, he turned around and he started calling them curse words. And then Clarence started chasing him.
Who did?
Clarence. He started chasing him and the man just left Clarence. Clarence can't catch him. So Clarence ran back. Then the third jogger came and everybody said, be quiet, another runner. So then when he came, everybody hid in the dark and Antoine and Clarence jumped out. And Antoine told him surprise like that and he hit the man.
What did that runner look like?
He was kind of short, dark skinned. He had on a short, he was Puerto like white. He was short, he had dark hair. He had on a black shirt and blue shorts. And then Antoine hit him. He ran deeper like.
Where did Antoine?
Hit him in the face. And
you just showed a fist. Did you punch him or did he hit him with a weapon?
Hit him with a face.
Did anybody have a weapon? Did anybody have a weapon?
Yes, they had a pipe.
Who had a pipe?
Clarence and Antoine. He kept giving back to each other. So
you see them use it?
No, I didn't see them use it. So then, after he hit the guy, Clarence tried to hit him. The man blocked it and ran. So then when he ran, they caught him all in the dark and just started hitting him. Again, Raymond hit him with a stick. And then the stick broke. And then the officer told me that Yusuf had the pipe in his hand and he hit him.
Well, let me ask you. You said the officer told you that. Do you remember what happened?
No, I didn't know who hit him.
Okay. I want you only to tell us what you remember.
Okay.
Okay?
So I just seen the pipe come up like this.
And did you see somebody strike him with the pipe? But you don't know who that was?
Right. I didn't know who it was. So then the man screamed, ah. So then we all started yelling, chill, that's enough. Like that. So then the man just ran.
How many people hit that runner?
A couple of guys that was there.
And did they each hit him a couple of times?
Yeah, about once or twice.
And someone hit him with a pipe?
Yes.
Was he bleeding?
No, I didn't see him.
Did he fall down on the ground?
No.
Did he have a Walkman?
No, he didn't have nothing on him.
Okay. Did somebody try to get money from him?
Yeah, they asked him. They said, yo, give me, you have, he asked us, what did he want? He said, what you want? They said, you got money? He said, no, I don't have money. And that's when they just kept on hitting him. And then he left. And just ran down the thing. And then a Puerto Rican guy yelled out, we know where you live at. We know how you look and everything.
Who did they yell at? Who was that yelled to?
I didn't know him. He was just a Puerto Rican kid. He just yelled out, I know where you live at, stuff like that. I know how you look. And if you say something, we're going to come get you.
Who was that said to?
To the runner. And then while the runner was leaving, he just ran and left. So then, like a couple of seconds later, a heavy-set jogger came. He was kind of fat, and he was running slow. So nobody bothered him because we thought he was a cop. Everybody left. And Jermaine stayed back. And Jermaine asked him, was he a vigilante? He said. And the man told him no. So then Jermaine hit him. And then after Jermaine hit the man...
What did Jermaine hit him with?
He hit him with his fist.
Where did he hit him?
In the face.
How many times?
I'm not sure. He didn't say. He just said he hit him. So then after he hit the man grabbed his jacket. Then Jermaine hit him again. And then when the man fell, Yusuf, Antoine, and Clarence helped Jermaine. We just started beating them all up. And then,
What did they each do?
they all was hitting on them.
Tell me what each one did exactly.
I wasn't there. Jermaine told me the next night what happened. So then he was walking further inside the park, and then the cops was getting closer and closer to us, and then we just ran out the park.
Who were you with when you ran out of the park?
It was me, Raymond, JONO, Kevin. The tall guy, he had on black. And that was it. It was only 5 of us.
Did you see a female jogger with blonde hair?
No.
Did you see a woman who was assaulted and raped?
No.
When did you leave the area around the reservoir?
We left after they had hit the last man, the third man.
I'm sorry, could you say that again, please?
After they had hit the third runner, then that's when everybody started walking out the park, getting ready to leave. They was walking deep in the park. And then that's when Jermaine just said he hit that heavyset man. And then the cops started getting closer to us. Then we just all ran out the park.
You're wearing a sweatshirt today with a blue stripe in the middle and a blue trim on the hood.
Yes.
Is that what you wore in Central Park on April 19th of 1989?
No.
What were you wearing?
I had on my gray and black jacket and burgundy pants and black and gray sneakers.
Where are those clothes now?
Home.
Did you wash them since you came back from...
No.
Where was Jermaine when you left?
When I left the park, I guess he was still in the park.
And do you know where Jomo was?
Jono was with me. He was sitting on a bench because I was across the street.
Did anybody say anything to you when they came out of the park and met you? Did anybody say anything about what happened to a woman jogger?
They didn't say nothing because we was way in front of them. Because Raymond had yelled out, everybody split up, split up. And then we just split up and we like walked 2 blocks ahead of them. And then a couple of guys would come and they'd be like a block behind, like that, and another couple.
Do you know someone named Kevin Richardson?
I only know Kevin, light-skinned Kevin. That's the only, I don't know his last name.
And Anton McCRAY, you know, right?
I know his first name, Antron.
And Steve Lopez?
I heard of Steve when he was in there, but I don't know his last name.
You know Ramon Santana? And we have talked to each of those people today. And we've talked to a lot of people today with respect to the investigation into the sexual assault of that woman in the park. A lot of people say that you were in the park when she was assaulted. Now, I'm telling you that because this is a very important investigation, and I think that you should be aware of how important it is that you tell us the truth about what happened. We're taking down a statement now. It's the only statement that we're going to take from you. You've agreed to talk to us, but what's more important is you really agreed to tell us the truth about what happened, okay? I don't think that you would want to waste your time or mine by saying, yes, you'll talk to me, but you're going to tell me a pack of lies. You probably have better things to do. I definitely have better things to do. So I want you to understand, we're taking this statement so it gives you a chance to say exactly what you did and what you didn't do. Now, there are people who put you around this woman and near this woman, not necessarily that you did all the things that happened, but they put you in the park at the time that this happened. I want to give you a chance to tell us in your own words exactly what your participation was, where you were, what you saw, okay? It's going to be your only chance to give us a statement like this, and it's up to you. But I think it's only fair to tell you other people who are people that know you, that don't have any axe to grind, who've put themselves and a lot of other people in that area, have also named you. Do you want to tell us the truth about what happened in the park with regard to that woman?
I don't know what happened to her.
You still insist that you weren't there?
Yes.
It's 1:15 in the morning now. I'm about to conclude this interview. I do want to tell you one last time, if there's anything that you've said to us in the course of this interview that isn't the truth, it will serve you better to correct it now and to explain what your involvement was. It'll give you a chance to say exactly how you were involved and exactly how you weren't. It's better than trusting somebody else who might not say exactly what's right about what you did. So I want to ask you if there's anything else that you want to change or anything you want to say to explain what happened that night in Central Park.
No.
It's 1:15 now and the interview is concluded. Thank you. In Central Park on the night of April 19th of 1989. Before I do that, I would like to warn you of your rights in this regard. You have the right to remain silent and to refuse to answer any questions. Do you understand? Anything you say can be used against you in court. Do you understand? You have the right to consult a lawyer now before any questioning and to have a lawyer present during any questioning. Do you understand? If you have no lawyer or cannot afford a lawyer will be provided for you now free of charge before any questioning. Do you understand?
Yes.
Now that I've advised you of your rights, are you willing to tell me the truth about what happened in Central Park on the night of April 19th of 1989?
Yes, I am.
Okay, before I begin, let me just say also in the room are two people sitting over here. Do you know who those people are?
Yes, I do.
And who are they?
My mother and my father.
Okay. What is your name, please?
Magdalena Lopez.
And what is your name?
Edelmiro Lopez.
Okay, what is your relation to?
I'm the father.
And, okay. How old are you, Mr. Lopez?
15 years of age.
Detective Arroyo is also in the room, and I believe that you met Detective Arroyo earlier in the evening. Have you met him?
Yes.
Did you make a statement to the detective earlier?
Yes, I did.
And before he made the statement, before you made the statement, were you advised of the same rights that I've just read to you now?
Yes, I was.
Were your parents also in the room at the time that the detective interviewed you?
Yes, they were.
Okay. How are you feeling tonight?
Fine.
Okay. Did somebody give you something to eat tonight? Mm-hmm. It is now 3:30 in the morning on the morning of April 21st of 1989. Would you tell us what your address is? And do you go to school?
Yes, I do.
Where do you go to school?
Northview Tech. Northview Tech.
What grade are you in?
9th grade.
Okay. I'd like to ask you to please tell us about what happened in Central Park on the night of April 19th of 1989.
Want to start from the beginning?
Yeah.
Alright. I was hanging out in front of my building with my friends, right? And talking to some boys and some girls. And then that other boy, Raymond, that was outside, he came around with a whole bunch of boys.
When you say Raymond, are you talking about Raymond Santana?
Yes, I am.
And is he a friend of yours?
No, I just met him last night.
Okay.
So he came around with a whole bunch of boys. So all the boys I was outside, in first round, but they went, he was cornering them. He said, let's go to the park and have some fun and bother some people.
Where did you say those boys were from?
I don't know where they're from. They just came from the direction of Madison.
Okay.
So he said, let's go to the park and have some fun and bother some people.
Okay, Raymond said that.
Yeah, everybody else was saying it too.
Okay, and did you go with them?
Yes, I did.
When you were standing outside your house with some friends, who were you with? What were the names of the
I was
people?
with my best friend Fedori, Korey and his little sister, a girl named LaShawn, a girl named Javette, and this other girl, I forgot her name.
Korey is a guy, right?
Yeah.
What are the names of the other guys who were there?
Fedori, and that's it.
What's Fedori's last name?
Mitchell.
And where does he live?
He lives in my building.
Do you know what floor he lives on, or what? He went with you when you went to the park?
Nah, he stayed
did.
behind.
Okay. About what time was it when you headed toward the park?
It was about going on 10 o'clock.
It was almost 10 o'clock at night?
It was going on 10 o'clock.
It was before 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
How do you know what time it was?
Because I came down from Fedori's because he has to babysit this little kid. I came down from his house because I was watching a movie up there. And I looked at the clock and it was 9-something.
Where did you go when you went into the park?
We went in through the 110th Street entrance and we walked around the Mir to the Conservatory Garden.
You walked around what?
The Mir. Then we went to the Conservatory Garden.
What is that you walked around?
The Mir is just big, it's kind of like a big lake.
Okay.
So, right, we went over there and we passed by the Conservatory Garden and there was this guy walking by himself. So the guys, mostly all the other guys had ran up and I was walking behind them and they had ran up and they said, yo, let's get him, let's hurt him. So
who said that?
All the other guys,
Who did you hear say that?
I didn't really see who said it, but people was just saying it because they was crowding around them. They was forming a circle around them. They was gonna get him. So then when they was getting close, somebody said, nah, don't do nothing to him because I know him. His name is Ed. So they let the man go. And they walked.
Who said that they knew him?
I don't know. Some guy, he said, stop, I know him. He go to my street. I know him. His name is Ed.
Was that someone named Terrence who said that?
I don't know. Because I didn't really know anybody. I only knew people.
When you went into the park, how many guys do you think there were altogether?
There was about 30 to 32.
How do you know so exactly how many people there were?
Because Raymond took a head count.
Okay. Was he in charge of the group?
He was trying to be.
Was somebody else more in charge?
Not that I know of.
Were there any women in the group? Mm-mm. It was just guys?
Yeah.
Somebody said, leave that guy alone.
Yeah, because I know
Why were you going into the park?
to bother people.
To bother people?
Yeah.
What does that mean? What were you going to do?
Bother people, push them around, just like that. I know they was going to go try to beat up people. If not, I wouldn't have went.
To rob people? Was that?
Yeah, none of that was planned. They just went, to bother some people. I didn't know that they was going to, jump people. And
So
beat them
you
up.
went in with the purpose of bothering some people?
Yeah.
Push them around a little bit?
Yeah.
That's what you had in mind? Okay. I have to ask you if you could to try to answer out loud to the questions. Either say yes or no, okay?
Okay.
I don't think I told you at the beginning, but you can see that there's a video recorder and a tape recorder here. So in order to be able to get down everything that you say, you have to speak out loud so that we can get it, okay? After, before you went into the park, did you have any crack to smoke? Answer out loud, please.
No.
And did you get high at all?
Nope.
Take any drugs?
Nope.
Have any alcohol?
Nope.
You were pretty clear-headed?
Yes.
Like you are now?
Yes.
Okay. So after the first guy, somebody said leave him alone, I know him.
Yeah.
Where'd the group go then?
We walked up the road to the main road that passes by Fort Clinton. So then we got on the main road and we was going opposite of traffic. So a bicyclist came by. It was a 2-passenger bike.
It was a bike that has 2 seats for 2 people to ride, but it's one bike?
Yeah. So they came by and I was in the back and some of the guys that was in the front, they tried to jump in the biker's way so he could fall off his bike, but he weaved him and he kept going. So then everybody kept walking.
Did anybody run after them?
Nah. So everybody kept walking. Then we kept walking up on the road, and there was a drunk walking across the street, and this one of the bigger guys that had 2 gold front teeth, he went and he yanked the drunk down by his shoulders.
Do you know that guy's name?
Nah.
Was his name Jermaine?
I don't really know because I just seen him that night.
That was the first time you'd ever seen him?
Yeah.
He was with Raymond?
Yeah.
He came with that group of people?
So
So, who was the one who yanked that, you said you came on a drunk?
Yeah, the guy that had the 2 gold front teeth. So he yanked him down by his shoulders and he fell on the floor and Antron jumped on his chest. So
what did Antron, is that Antron McCRAY?
I don't know his last name, the one that went upstairs.
The one that was here earlier that you saw. Antron jumped on his chest. What did he do?
Who? Antron?
Yeah.
He just jumped on his chest and then...
Was he standing on him?
Nah, he just pounded on him and then got off.
Okay, when you say he pounded on him, you said he jumped on him.
Yeah.
Did he jump on him so that he was standing on him?
Nah, he just... Yeah, he did. He jumped on him and put his feet on him and then he stood there, for a brief moment and then he went off.
Okay, did the drunk say anything when this happened?
Nah, the drunk was out cold because he was drunk. And he was out cold, he was snoring.
Did he have any food with him, the drunk?
Yeah. And this Puerto Rican kid with a red coat took his food and sat up on a rock in the dark and was eating his chicken or whatever.
Was that somebody named Tony?
I don't know. It was a Puerto Rican kid with a red jacket and a black hoodie. I seen him before around the way.
Did somebody take a beer from this guy?
Not that I know of.
You see anybody spill a beer on him?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Who was that?
This kid named Korey.
Korey did that?
Yeah.
What's Korey's last name?
I don't know. He lives in my building.
Where does he live in your building? Okay. Does he go to school?
No, that's a different Korey.
Oh, different Korey.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody hit this guy, the drunk?
Korey threw the beer bottle at him and jumped on him and got the 2 front tooth, was hitting on him, and another kid.
He was hitting with a stick or a pipe or
with his hands? With his hands.
Where was he hitting him, in the face?
Yeah, and he was kicking him in the side. Then,
Was it dark out?
yes, it was.
Okay. And you were able to see what he was doing?
Because we was on the road and the lights from the ball fields was so
And you were standing next to the drunk?
No, I was still to the back, but I could see it because I wasn't that far back. So
Were you part of a circle that surrounded?
Nah, I was like more or less to the back.
But
I
everybody
seen-
in the group, were they standing in a circle around them?
Nah.
Where was everybody standing?
Because they was walking, and some of the guys had ran up ahead, and some of the other guys, they were just walking. So by the time we got to the drunk, they had already dragged them off and put them in the bushes.
They put him in the bushes where? On the side of the road?
Yeah.
Who hit him?
Who hit him first?
Yeah.
The guy with the front teeth, because
Okay,
he
he's the
yanked him
one.
down.
And then he jumped on him.
No, Antron jumped.
I'm sorry. Then Antron jumped on him.
Yeah.
And then you said some people hit him. And they hit him just with their hands?
Yeah.
Did they hit him in his body or in his face or all over?
I think it was KOREY had kicked him in his face.
Is that the KOREY from 19D?
Yeah.
He kicked him in the face.
He threw up.
Did you kick him?
No, 'cause I was still to the boy. I was still towards the back.
Did somebody hit him? Did somebody hit him?
Besides KOREY and the other two go-to for Antron? No. Oh, another kid that had a Nordica.
That had a Nordic jacket on?
Nordica, yeah.
Did you tell the detectives earlier that the person in the Nordic jacket had knocked him down?
Yeah.
Well, who was it who knocked him down?
It was two kids that had Nordicas.
Two kids with
Yes.
Nordicas.
One of the kids had two good front tooth and a Nordica. The other kid just had a Nordica on.
What's a Nordica?
It's a triple fat goose ski jacket with a hood.
Is there?
And pouches right here.
Okay. Does it have any fur around it, or it's just a down?
Yeah.
After the group dragged the drunk to the side, where did you go?
We cut across the ball field, and a police car passed from cruised by, and he had flashed his lights, and the group split up, and only 10 or so, including myself, went towards the Transverse Road.
When you say the transfer, so you're talking about that road where the traffic goes through from the east side to the west side?
Yeah.
96, 97th Street?
Yeah.
So you went over there?
Yeah.
Who went with you?
It was me, the two guys that had the Nordicas, ANTRON, RAYMOND, a kid named Kevin, a kid named Yusuf, little KOREY.
Do you know what Yusuf's last name is?
No,
Is that Solomon?
I don't know his last name. I know where he lives though.
Where does he live?
He lives in my building.
21H in your building. Who else went over toward the transfers?
That's all I know.
How big was that group?
It was just, including myself, it was about 10 of us.
Did you go across the transfers?
Yeah,
You had to go down the wall
yeah.
and then go across the road
And then climb back
and climb
up
up
the
on
wall.
the. Where were you when you came back up?
Now, we was, there's bushes there, and then there's the reservoir. So we was near the reservoir.
Okay. What happened when you got to the reservoir?
Right. I was standing in the bushes, and the guys with the Nordica, they went up, and a jogger came by.
Were you guys hiding behind bushes and trees when the jogger
No, we
came?
wasn't hiding. We was just standing there.
Standing back from the light?
Yeah, I was standing in the back in the dark. So then the jogger came.
And were you all being quiet?
Nah, people were talking. I was making noise.
Okay. So the jogger came along.
Yeah, and the jogger was running by, and they tried to cut him off. And Yusuf, he was carrying a kitchen knife on him.
Okay. This jogger, was that a man or a woman?
It was a male.
How was he dressed? Do you remember?
He had shorts and the average, the way the average jogger dresses. He had shorts and sneakers.
Was he an old man,
t-shirt.
a young man?
Nah, he was like in his mid-30s, around there.
Right. What happened when he came along?
But he kept running by, and they tried to cut him off, but he was too fast. So Yusuf took out his knife and tried to cut him.
Was he able to cut him?
I don't know. You couldn't, see, I really couldn't tell because I was more to the back.
What could you see him do?
But he said like this, he took out and he said like this. And the driver had said like this. I don't know if he cut him or not, and the driver kept running.
Did anybody chase him?
Nah.
How far away from him were you?
I was like about something 15, 20 feet.
Anybody say anything after he ran away?
I was like, yeah, somebody was like, yeah, let's get another.
When you were talking about bothering people, is this the kind of thing you meant?
Nah, I didn't know they was gonna do that. I thought, just, like bother people, like call them names and stuff like that. Throw little rocks at them.
Did you throw any rocks at any cars or anything in the park?
Nah, Clarence was throwing rocks.
Clarence was throwing rocks. That's Clarence Thomas?
Yeah, I threw one rock, but it missed.
At the cars on the transverse or
on the main road.
On the main road in the park. After this jogger got away, what happened next?
There was another jogger.
What did he look like? What did she look like?
Oh, he was a male. He had blue shorts on with a blue top, nylon. And the guy that had the Nordic went up to me, asked me if he had any money.
And what did he say?
He said, nah, he only had keys.
What happened?
So the Nordic punched him in his face, but the man got away. He cut through the bushes and he ran away.
Anybody chase him?
They was like, oh yeah, we're gonna get you next time. People like that.
What did you do when that happened?
I was in the bushes. I was with my friend. I was in the bushes.
After he ran away, did you stay in the same place near the reservoir while all this was happening? The joggers just kept running by? You were in the bushes?
Mm-hmm.
Joggers kept running by?
There was about 3 or 4 joggers.
Okay, after this guy ran away, after he was punched, what happened?
There was another jogger. And let me see. I remember this one. I forgot what they did to the other jogger. But they did something to him.
Was that a man or a woman?
Yeah, all the joggers were male. I forgot what they did to the other one though. But anyway, after that jogger, there was another jogger that had an army jacket on, and he had long pants on, and he was jogging slow. So all the guys I was in the front, like the big guys, was like, yo, let's get this one, man. He running slow.
Was he older?
He was kind of old. He wasn't all that old though. He was like late 30s out there. So they went up to him and they had knocked him down.
Who knocked him down?
Got the front tooth.
With the gold teeth?
Yeah, because he was doing all the work. So like they had knocked him down, and the dude with the front tooth, he was beating on him with his hands, and he was beating on him. Then Yusuf came. Yusuf had a solid metal pipe on him, wrapped up in some black tape. So he came up and he started hitting the man with it in his back.
Where did he hit him?
His back.
Was the guy standing up or lying down?
Nah, he was on his knees.
He was on his knees?
Yeah, he was like this. He was on his knees. So Yusuf was hitting him on his back.
Was he saying anything when he was hitting him?
He's like, stop, don't hit me, don't hit me. Man.
What was Yusuf saying?
He wasn't saying nothing, he was just hitting him. So then Raymond was hitting him with a stick.
Raymond Santana?
Yeah, he was hitting him with a stick.
What kind of a stick? Like from a tree or a piece of wood?
Piece of tree that was, about this big, like a branch.
A branch?
Yeah.
Where was he hitting him?
I think he was hitting him like in his arms, because he was swinging like this. He was hitting him in his arms.
How many times did he swing?
About 5 times, 5, 6 times.
How about Yusuf? How many times did he hit him with a pipe?
Well, he was going to work. He was like, bow, bow, bow.
Was he hitting him in the ribs?
Back and like around here, all this.
In his back, and you're showing his ribs
Just
too?
kicking him in his legs. Then the other kid that had the Nordica was hitting him too.
Did anybody take anything from him?
Yeah, the little fat kid with jerry curls took his Walkman, threw it in the reservoir.
Why did he throw his Walkman away?
Because it was broke. Somebody had broke it.
Who was the kid with the jerry curls who threw it?
I don't know.
Was he in,
Here's a little fat kid with jerry curls, light skin.
was he in Raymond's group?
Yeah, he was there when Raymond came out.
Who else hit the jogger in the Green Army car?
That's what I really seen.
Just Raymond and Yusuf?
This kid named Kevin hit him a couple of times.
With a weapon or with
his hands.
Was the guy still standing up or was he lying down?
Damn, he was down, he was bleeding.
Where was he bleeding from?
He was bleeding from like around here.
And was he crying?
He was whining.
What was he saying?
He was like, he was moaning. He wasn't really saying anything. He was just moaning.
What was he doing with his hands?
No, he wasn't doing nothing. He was just holding himself.
Was he trying to protect his head? Or?
Yeah. He was on the floor, though. Then,
Where were you?
I was in the bushes, so they kept beating on him, so I walked away.
What, were you watching them while they did that?
Huh?
You were watching them?
At first I was watching them, but then I walked away because I didn't want to see that no more. So I walked away and I tripped. I fell outside and I hit my leg.
Who did you walk away with?
My friend Orlando.
What's Orlando's last name?
I don't know his last name. I just played basketball with him.
Does he go to school with you?
Nah, he go to I think he go to KOREY Academy.
To what school?
KOREY Academy.
When you walked away, Orlando walked away with you?
Yeah, he helped me up because I had hit my leg on something.
Where did you hurt your leg?
Right here, up on my front table.
Yeah.
I hit my leg right here. See that's kind of swollen.
Okay, why don't you stand up here and show the camera where you hurt your leg?
See around here, it's just swollen.
Hold it a second.
You have to stay there for a second. Takes a minute to.
It's okay, that's good.
Did you break the skin anywhere?
Nah, it's just swollen.
It's good.
Thanks. Where did you stumble?
Like in the bushes.
And did you fall down?
Yeah. And I was holding my leg, and Lando said, "Yo, you alright, man?" And I said, "No, man, I hit my leg or something." He helped me up, and we was walking out the park together.
Which way did you walk out of the park?
Westbound, west. We
Where'd
left
you
on
go?
we left on the 96th Street side near Sand Park.
Were you with this group when they found the woman jogger?
Nah, because the police had switched. They had split us up into two groups.
The police split you up into two groups?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Because, back when we was on the main road, police car had came and they had shined his lights. So everybody got scared and some ran that way, some ran this way.
Okay, but your group went to the reservoir.
Yeah, there was
And
only about 10 of us.
Your group was chasing and stopping joggers at the reservoir.
Yeah.
You didn't see a woman jogger?
No.
You were with Kevin Richardson?
Yeah.
And you were with Ray Santana?
Who?
Raymond Santana?
Yeah.
And was Clarence Thomas there?
Yeah.
And Antron McCRAY?
Yeah. He had glasses on. He was climbing around.
And you say that you left at that point?
Yeah, I was leaving Orlando.
Do you know that there was a woman who was raped in the park that night?
I found that out what was it? Thursday around 4 o'clock in the morning. That's when,
Who told you that?
Because Kevin's mother came out crying, and she was talking to her daughter, which is Kevin's sister. He was talking to her, and she was saying that Kevin was accused of rape.
Excuse me. Excuse me, it's noisy outside. It's hard to make sure that we get this. You said somebody came out.
Yeah, Kevin's mother came out crying. So Kevin's sister had asked her, what's wrong? Why are you crying? And she said Kevin was accused of rape. And
that's how you
I
heard
overheard it.
Did you know who he was accused of raping?
Nope.
Do you know anything more about it now?
Nope.
Have the police told you that there was a woman who was raped and beaten up in the park?
Yeah, they told me that when they was interviewing me.
And you don't know anything about that?
Nah.
Kevin Richardson, is he a friend of yours?
Yeah, yeah.
How long have you known him?
For I don't really know him. No, I don't hang out with him, but I know him for a couple of years. About 1 or 2 years.
1 or 2 years? How about Raymond Santana?
No, I just met him last night because we was handcuffed together.
Clarence Thomas?
I know him because he goes to the school I used to go to.
So that was a while ago that you met him?
Nah, not really. I don't really know him, because one day I was hanging out in the store and he came up and he said, "What's up?" And I said, "Do I know you?" And he was like, "You don't know me all that well, but I know you because people be talking about me in my old school."
Okay. When was that you had that conversation with him? A year
It was,
ago? Or?
nah, not even. It was like less than a month ago.
How about Anton McCRAY?
Yeah, I know him because his pops used to manage Little League in Central Park.
So you know him pretty well?
Not pretty well, you know, I know his pops. I'll say what's up to his pops once in a while.
So out of the people that I just mentioned, they're either people that are friends of yours or people that
I know them so.
that you know so.
Yeah.
But not people that you have any kind of argument with or
Nah.
you have any. Okay. Every single person says that you were with them when this woman was raped. Every single person says that. So I asked you in the beginning of the statement if you want to tell me the truth about what happened. And I want to hear the truth about what happened. But I have to ask you if these are people who are either friends of yours or who have no beef with you. Why is everybody saying you were there?
I don't know. I don't have no arguments with them, you know. I get along with everybody.
So they have no reason to make it up, right?
I don't know why they did it, because I wasn't there. They said I was physically there, that I was holding the lady down. I ain't even see no lady. So right there they lying. And I could get like two or three people that was in the background that I was standing with.
Who would those people be who would tell us that you had nothing to do with it?
My friend Orlando, because he had helped me up. This kid named Lawrence was in the background.
What's Lawrence's last name?
I don't know his last name. So right, and
But I'll tell you, if these guys are all saying you were there and you're saying you weren't there, it doesn't look so good for you.
I know
mean,
it doesn't.
You're saying everything exactly the way everybody says, all the way up until it gets to the woman who got raped. And then suddenly you say you decided to go home.
I was going home.
Okay. It just seems a little funny that all of a sudden, just before this thing happens, you leave. And people who have no beef with you say that you were there. Now I want to give you a chance to tell us exactly what happened, the way other people are telling us exactly what happened, so that we have on tape exactly what you say happened.
I told you exactly what happened. I told you everything to my knowledge.
Okay, you don't have any reason that you can tell me why your friends and people who have no beef with you would say that you were there.
They're probably just getting out. They're just saying that because they don't want to have it no more. They don't have nothing to do with this, man.
Did somebody say that you were holding her arms down?
Nah, right. My father, right, he had said that I was, you know, I participated in it. And my father asked the detective, what do you mean that I participated in? Does it mean that I was holding her down? And I forgot what he said. And then it sounded like he was trying to say that I was there and I was holding her down while they raped her. I wasn't even like that. Because I wasn't even near. I didn't even see no lady.
Is there any reason that you can think of that all those other people would say that you were there?
They're probably just trying to get out of this.
No, everybody is saying that everybody was there, and everybody's saying
I was there.
What they did. Nobody's.
But I ain't see no lady.
I don't want you to misunderstand. I'm not saying that each of these guys says, "Oh, the only guy who did this is Steve Lopez."
I know.
You know, that's not what they're saying. Everybody's saying, we were all there, this is what I did, this is what Steve did, this is what Kevin did. So everybody's, it's not like they're putting all the blame on you. Everybody's giving a detailed story about what each of you did. All of them are saying you were there. I just want to give you a chance to tell us if you were there, what you did and what you didn't do, so that we can have it and get it straightened out.
See what I'm telling you? I wasn't there.
Okay. So you say that just all of a sudden you just decided to go home and you stumbled as you walked and you hurt your leg.
Yeah.
And where'd you go then?
I left the park and I was going towards 97th from Columbus.
Where did you say you lived? So you're saying you hurt your leg so that you had to go and leave, but when you left...
No, I was leaving, but as I was leaving, I fell.
Yeah, but then you said you hurt yourself.
Yeah.
And Orlando was worried about you, so he said, are you okay? And you said
he
you hurt
helped
yourself.
me up.
And you said you had to leave.
No, I didn't say I had to leave. I was leaving already, but I fell. They helped me up, and then I fell and all that. I was still leaving. So I was leaving at the park, and I left the park, and I was going to 97 for Columbus to look for this girl that I met at a party.
Okay, what girl is that?
A girl named Jessie.
And where did you go when you got to 97th and Columbus?
I went to Douglas Projects, and I was walking around. So then I was coming back.
back up.
I was coming back to go home. So I took the only way that I knew because I don't really know the west side. So I came to Central Park West Wall. And I was walking across the street. And I was going home. And Raymond was like at the corner, and I was like in the middle of the block. And Kevin and about 15 other kids was in the back near the corner. So it was a sanitation paddy wagon and a scooter. They was going on the street, and they just made a sharp turn, and they told me and Raymond to stand up against the wall. So I stood up against the wall, and Kevin and the rest of them, they ran. They got caught.
When the police first talked to you, did you tell them that you had gone to the movies that night?
Yeah.
What did you tell them that you'd gone to see?
Leviathan.
And did you tell them that you went with a girl?
Nah.
Did you tell them that you went with somebody?
I told them I was talking to a girl.
But the truth was you hadn't gone to the movies.
No.
What you told the police then was a lie.
Yes.
And you lied to them so that they'd let you go?
Mm-hmm. Nah, because I didn't really want to tell them that I was in the park, because then I knew they was going to take me in.
You thought you would get in trouble if you admitted you were.
Yeah.
So you lied.
Mm-hmm.
It's 4 o'clock, and I have no further questions. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, I do still have... What you're wearing now, you have a nylon jacket on?
Yeah.
What do you have on underneath that?
Turtleneck. Black turtleneck.
And
Baggies.
is that what you were wearing last night?
Yeah.
Okay, could you please stand up, and we'll take a
Except for
picture?
this. My father gave me this morning because it was kind of
Okay,
cold.
well, why don't you take that off then, and we'll just take a picture of what you were wearing. The shoes that you're wearing, were they also the shoes that you wore that night?
Yeah. I ain't go home yet.
You can stand a little bit over here. That's good. 1 second. You just turn around once. Okay, great. Do you need anything else?
No. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Why don't you just have a seat?
How about I think it's like...
My name is Elizabeth Lederer. I'm an assistant district attorney here in New York County. I'm about to ask you some questions about what happened in Central Park on the night of April 19th of 1989. Before I do that, I want to advise you of your rights with respect to any statements you make now, okay?
Yes.
You have the right to remain silent and to refuse to answer any questions. Do you understand?
Yes.
Anything that you say can be used against you in court. Do you understand?
Yes.
You have the right to consult a lawyer now before any questioning and to have a lawyer present during any questioning. Do you understand?
Yes.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
If you have no lawyer or cannot afford a lawyer will be provided for you now free of charge before any questioning.
Yes.
Do you understand that?
Yes.
Now that I've advised you of your rights, are you willing to tell me the truth about what happened on the night of April 19th of 1989 in Central Park?
Yes.
Okay, let me start by introducing the other people in the room. This is Tim Clemens. He's also an assistant district attorney. Okay? Detective Nugent is also present in the room. You've met him before, I believe. Do you remember talking to him before? All right. I'm going to ask you, it's a little bit noisy here because the walls don't go all the way to the ceiling. You're going to try to have to speak up, okay?
Yes.
And it would help us if, when you have an answer to something that I ask you, whether it's yes or no, don't just nod or shake your head. Say the word in answer to the question, okay? Also in the room is a video technician. You can see the camera. We are videotaping and tape recording the statements that I make and that you make and that anybody in this room makes. All right? You understand that? There's also a woman seated next to you on your left who's present in the room. Do you know who that woman is? Okay, what's her name?
Noreen Reed.
Ma'am, would you please state your name and address for the
My
record?
name is Noreen Reed.
Is Lamont McCALL your son?
Yes, he is.
All right. Lamont, would you please state your full name and your age?
Lamont McCall, age 13.
And where do you live? I'd like to state that we are now going to begin to talk about what happened on that night, and it is now 9:20. We are at the 24th precinct. What I'd like to do is to ask you to start by telling me what happened in Central Park on April 19th. If I have some questions or if I don't understand, I might interrupt you, but why don't you start by telling us what happened?
I came downstairs from my house and I see my friend Trevon, and we went to Taft Projects.
Okay, slow down a second. Who did you see when you came downstairs from your house?
Trevon,
Trevon?
yes,
All right. Do you know Trevon's last name?
no,
When you saw Trevon, is it Trevon with a T? Let me just back up for a second. Do you go to school?
yes,
What school do you go to?
Beta,
And what grade are you in?
7,
Now, when you saw your friend Trevon, did you have a conversation with him and go somewhere with him?
no, he just asked me, he said just go to Taft
Let's go to Taft? What's Taft?
Project,
Did you then go there?
yes,
You know about what time it was when you went?
no,
Was it in the evening or in the morning? Or
even,
was it 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock? Do you have any idea?
like 8:40.
8:40? How do you remember that it was 8:40?
When I left my house, it was 8:30,
How did you know it was 8:30?
because I took at the time.
Okay. What did you do when you got to Taft Housing Project?
We met this kid named Mike, Jake, and Jason, and Ray, and Raymond.
Let's slow down for a second. You met a kid named Mike? What's Mike's last name?
I don't know his last name.
Who else did you meet?
Jason.
Jason?
Yes.
What's Jason's last name?
I don't know his last name.
Who else was there?
Raymond.
Raymond? Do you know who Raymond is?
Yes.
What's his last name?
Santiago.
Is it Santana?
Yes, that's him.
Okay. Which of these guys did you know from before?
Mike and Jason. I knew him. And Trevon, I knew.
Is Mike's last name Briscoe?
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 Yes.
What does he look like?
He got glasses. He's kind of skinny.
Is he Spanish or white or black?
black.
He's black? And he has glasses?
Yes.
Okay, you said you knew him from before.
Yes.
Who else did you know from before?
Jason.
And where do you know Jason from?
Taft.
From Taft? Do you know where he lives in Taft?
No.
You know what floor his apartment is or anything like that?
No.
Okay. I have to ask you, there's a lot of noise outside. I want to make sure that we get what you say as well as what I say. Try and speak up. Maybe if you come a little bit closer. Okay. And who is the third person that you knew from before?
And Trevon.
Trevon. But he came with you to Taft. When you got to Taft, you met Mike Briscoe and Jason and two other people?
Raymond.
Raymond. And Raymond Santana?
Raymond Santana was with Mike and Jason. That was
Okay.
it.
And so you just met those three people?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. What did you do with those three people?
There's two more.
I know.
When you spoke to me earlier,
I know.
who are the other two?
I am. I was there, we was walking, and we seen Clarence and a kid named Antron.
Clarence? Is that Thomas?
Clarence Thomas and Antron McCRAY.
Let me just say, the detective just said something about when you spoke to him earlier. Do you remember talking to this detective earlier?
Yes.
Your mother was present when you spoke to him before, right?
Yes.
And he gave you your Miranda warnings before he took a statement from you before?
Yes.
Where did you meet Anton McCRAY and Clarence Thomas?
110th Street. Going to Schaumburg.
Going to?
Towards Fifth Avenue.
Okay. And why were you going? that way?
We was just walking, and we met these kids named Kevin, Steve, and this kid named, that had Easy Al on the back of his jacket.
What did it say on the back of his jacket?
Easy Al.
Easy Al? Do you know what his name was?
No.
Did you know Kevin before you met him that night?
No.
Did you learn his full name?
Yes.
What's his name?
Kevin Richardson.
Okay, and how about the other guys that you met then?
Steve. Is that Mr. Lopez.
Where did you meet them?
In Schaumburg, 110th Street and 5th Avenue.
All right, what happened after you met them?
We went on inside Central Park on 110th 5th Avenue.
How many people were there when you went inside? How many people were into the park? How many people were in the group?
I wasn't counting.
Can you give us a guess?
20.
20? Other than the people you mentioned, did you know the names of any of them?
No.
Was there anyone named Tony?
No.
You don't remember that name? Do you remember the name Orlando?
No.
When you went into the park, where did you go?
We went past the pool.
Okay, were you walking on the road or on the ground? On the
road.
grass? You were walking on the road? Do you know which direction you were walking in?
No. Yeah, we was walking like towards the west side.
Okay, when you were walking by the pool, were you walking uphill?
Yes.
So that you were going in the direction of downtown? Or were you going...
Direction downtown.
When you were walking and there was the pool, you were inside the park.
Yes.
Do you remember what side the pool was on? Was it on your right side or your left side?
It's on my right side.
Okay. And where did you go?
And then we had made a left. And then
When you made... I'm sorry.
we was walking up. We was walking up. And then we had to turn left. Then we started walking straight, and we ended up by the reservoir.
Okay. Did you stay on the road or did you go into the grounds? You went into the trees and the hills and the rocks?
Yes.
Which did you do?
We went into the trees.
Why did you go into the park that night?
We were just walking.
Did anybody say, let's go into the park to do this or that?
No.
Nobody said that?
No.
Nobody said, let's go in and bother some people?
No.
Are you sure, or do you think that maybe, could somebody have said that and you didn't hear it?
Maybe somebody said that and I didn't hear it.
But you don't remember anybody saying that?
I don't know.
Okay, what happened when you went up into the...
Reservoir.
Before you got to the reservoir, did you see a bum or anybody like that?
No.
Did you see anybody take food from some guy in the park?
No.
You didn't see anything like that? Did you see anything about, did you see any other people in the park? Any people on a bicycle?
No.
Okay, you went straight to the reservoir? Do you remember what route you took through the park?
No.
Did you have to go over a road? Did you have to go down a wall, across a road, and then up on the other side?
I don't know.
Well, there's a street that goes through the park. And there's a wall on either side of the street. The traffic goes through the park. It goes east-west. There's a wall there. Did you have to go down the wall and across the road and up on the other side?
Yes.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Is that how you went?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
Lamont, what the attorney's trying to ask you, did you go, you know where the traffic runs?
Yeah, it's like a path, and it was split up.
No, we're not talking about the traffic in the park. We're talking about the traffic that runs through
On
the
the
park.
street. Yeah. It went through the park. You had to climb down and go to the other side and climb back up.
I'm just asking you because you didn't mention it. You said that you stayed on the road.
You just asked me to say what I see.
I asked you what you did. I asked you which way did you walk. Yeah,
She's
I'll tell
asking
you.
you the questions in a different way. Listen to what she said so you can remember what you said.
This is exactly what you told me. It says we went into Central Park on 110th Street and 5th Avenue. We walked past the pool and onto the road. Right? We made a left and walked straight, and we were at the reservoir.
Continue from there. Remember what you say. Don't let them confuse you.
Lamont, if I ask you a question and you don't understand it, please tell me and I'll ask it to you a different way, okay?
Yes.
You feeling okay?
Yes.
We gave you soda a little while ago. Did you have something to eat while you were waiting?
No.
No.
We haven't ate since yesterday.
Okay. Do you want us to get you something? Do you want something now, or you want to wait until we're done and we'll get you something?
Wait until we're done.
Okay, but you feel okay now? What happened when you got to the reservoir?
It was a jogger coming.
Was that a man or a woman?
A male.
What did he look like?
He was a white man. He had on I think blue shorts and a colorful top.
A what kind of top?
A colorful top.
A kung fu top?
A color top.
A color top. You don't know what color it was?
No.
Was it a coat or a shirt?
It was a shirt.
And did he have a headset?
No.
No headset? Was he old or young?
He was old.
Old? Skinny guy? Fat guy?
No. Slim.
Was he running fast or slow?
He was on the slow at first.
Okay. When you first saw him, where were you?
We was in the grass.
Okay. Were you hiding behind bushes and trees?
No.
Were you standing back from the light around the reservoir?
Yes.
You were standing, everybody from the group was standing in the dark there?
Yeah, because we was walking through the grass. It was dark.
Okay. Did you stop when you got to the reservoir?
No, we kept on walking.
Okay. What happened? Were you still walking when you saw the jogger?
Yes, and then we started running after him.
You started running after him? Who was closest to him?
I don't know. I ain't know the boy.
Do you know what he looked like?
No.
Who did you see that you knew that was close to him?
Nobody until they caught him.
Who caught him?
The kids that live in Schaumburg.
Okay. Do you know what their names are?
No.
Were those guys that you had met just before you went into the
Yes.
park? Was one of them Kevin Richardson?
No. Kevin, I met him at Schaumburg, yeah.
Right. Was one of the people that caught the jogger, was one of them Kevin?
No.
Was one of them Antron?
No.
Was one of them Clarence Thomas?
No.
Was one of them Raymond Santana?
No.
All right. Was one of them Mike?
They was ahead of me, I don't know.
Okay. What did you see them do when they caught him?
They ain't catch the jogger. He asked them did they want to race. And they said yeah. And so he started running faster and they ain't catch him.
And they chased after him? Did anybody hit him?
No. But then they stopped because he was way ahead of them. And then the second jogger came and somebody hit the second jogger from behind. I don't know who it was.
Did they hit him with a weapon or with their hand?
They fist. And then
What happened when they hit him with the fist?
he tumbled, like he came down into a ditch, and they those dudes from Schaumburg jumped on him. Except for me, everybody jumped on except for me, Kevin, Antron, Clarence, and Ray. We ain't do nothing. Then everybody else was beating up on him.
Excuse me just 1 second. I think it's getting so noisy. I can't hear you. I'm sorry. You said that group didn't do anything, and the boys from Schaumburg?
Yes.
What did they do to him?
They was beating him up, and somebody there hit him with a pole.
With a pole?
Yeah.
What did the pole look like?
It was a black pole.
How long was it?
It was about like this. About like this long.
And could you tell what it was made out of?
No.
Was it made out of wood?
Steel.
Steel?
Yeah.
And was it solid or hollow?
Solid.
Was there tape on it or any kind of cloth or any writing on it?
It was like tape on it.
What color was the tape?
Black.
Where was the tape?
Huh?
Where was the tape?
Around the pipe.
Around the whole part of the pipe, or just one end of it, or?
No, I just seen it around the pipe.
What did you see the person, who had the pipe, do you know?
No, he had a black and white jacket.
Is that the one that said something on the back?
No, I just seen the arm, like this arm right here.
And what did you see that arm do with the pipe?
I just seen it hit the man.
How many times?
Once.
And what did the man do when he was hit?
He was covering himself up.
Did he fall down?
Yeah, he was already on the ground.
How did it come that he was on the ground already?
I don't know.
The technician says that they can't hear anything. Let me see if I can get some quiet so we can hear.
Don't say anything. I'm still moving, okay?
I'm sorry about the interruption. I just want to make sure there's a lot of commotion outside, and I want to make sure that we'll be able to have everything clear on the tape. You were explaining to me, I misunderstood. He was already on the ground when he was hit with the pipe. How was it that he happened to be on the ground?
I don't know.
You didn't see what happened that got him on the ground. Do you remember what he was wearing?
The jogger?
That second one.
No.
Okay. Why don't you just, so that if you can move in a little bit closer and try to keep your voice up, maybe that'll help. What happened after that?
Then me, Kevin, Clarence, Antron, Ray had ran, and the other kids had ran.
Where did you run?
We was running towards downtown. And then they had caught the other kids. I caught this lady.
Okay, let me stop you for a second. Do you know Central Park very well?
Yeah, in the daytime, but I don't know all that well.
So at night you were running and it was dark, right?
Yes.
Did you get maybe a little bit mixed up about which direction you were running in or where everything was?
Yes, a little bit.
A little bit? You said you ran away from where that second jogger was on the ground. Who ran with you?
Kevin, Ray, Clarence, and Antron.
And where did you run when you ran away? I mean, what did you see when you ran away?
We were just running. We wasn't looking back. We just kept on running. And then when we stopped, the people that beat up the man was ahead of us. And they beat up a lady. At first I thought the lady was a man.
Okay, what did the lady look like?
I don't know. I ain't see her.
Well, you said at first you thought she was a man.
Yeah, because they was beating her up.
What did you see them doing?
They was punching her in her face. Kevin told them to stop. They told them to leave him alone. And they said, no, you just a punk. And then we seen Steve and Lopez in between that lady's legs.
All right, let's stop and do it a little bit slower. You see some people beating up a lady?
Uh-huh.
What was she wearing? Was she wearing running clothes?
I couldn't see.
Why couldn't you see?
Because people was on top of her.
Okay, was she already on the ground when you saw her?
Yes.
And how many people were around her?
I don't know.
About. Was it 2 people? Was it 10
Think back,
people?
Lamont, to what you said. When you saw Steve in between her legs, think back to what you said.
When Steve was in between her legs, it was 2 people. One was on each side.
Could you see what they were doing?
It was hitting the lady.
Where were they hitting her?
In her face and her.
Was she naked?
Yes.
Could you see her breasts?
No, I seen her clothes on the ground.
Did you know who was holding her on either side? You said there was one person on either side.
Yes.
Do you know who was on either side?
No.
What was Stephen doing between her legs?
I don't know.
Could you see whether he had his pants down?
No.
What position was he in? Was he lying on top of her? Was he kneeling between her legs?
He was on the floor in between her legs.
Okay. Did she have any pants on?
No.
Was she naked?
Yes.
Were her legs spread?
Yes.
And he was kneeling or laying down between her legs on top of her?
Yes.
Could you see what he was doing? Was his body moving?
I couldn't see. I couldn't see what he was doing.
Was she crying?
Then, me, Kevin, and the same father had ran from before. Me, Kevin, and Ray, and we had ran again. And the lady had yelled out something. And I didn't know what she said. I couldn't hear what she said. So I kept on running. And then me, Kevin, Antron, Clarence, and Ray left the park. And we was walking. And we seen Steve running behind us. But then we went to like the tennis court by his home. Somebody gave Antron a pipe, and Antron went to get to Kevin. And Kevin said he ain't want the pipe. He said, don't give me the pipe. So Antron put the pipe down. And then we had walked towards back Central Park. So to go uptown, then we could cut through and go home. And then a green van pulled up, and two DT men came out, and Steven and Antron went the opposite way of me, Kevin, Clarence, and Ray. And me, Kevin, Clarence, and Ray went over the wall. And Kevin fell on his back. Then we split up again. Everybody, all four of us went in different directions. I ran towards the exit.
You ran toward where?
To the exit on 100th Street. Then when I started walking, then when the cop came, he tried to grab me and I ran. And then he caught me. And then I seen Kevin and Clarence in the same car. In the same car. It was a blue and white car. And Steven and Ray was in the DT car. And,
DT car, is that a detective's car?
Yes. And then they put me in the car, and Kevin was looking at me, and he shook his head. And then I seen a mark under his face, and I asked him what happened. And the cop had told me no talking to each other. And outside the car I was in, Steven and Ray was handcuffed together. And then Steven and Ray was in the same detective car as I was. 2 or 3 was in the same, and Clarence and Kevin was in the blue and white, and they took us to Central Park Precinct.
When you saw Stephen between the legs of the woman, was she lying on a road surface or was she lying on a grassy surface? Like a woods or something?
It was like grass, because I was in the bushes.
Did you see anybody drag her body somewhere?
No. After we seen Steven in between her legs, and the 2 boys hitting her, we had ran.
Detective Nugent? Did you ever see anybody move her body?
No.
You never saw anybody move her body from where you saw Stephen between her legs? Did you see anybody else touch her? Anybody touch her breasts?
No, except for the 2 boys, they were just hitting her.
They were hitting her?
Yes.
Could you see whether someone was hitting her with the pipe?
No, they had no pipe.
Did somebody hit her with a stone?
I don't know. I just seen their fists.
Anybody hit her with a brick?
I don't know.
Where were they hitting her with the fists?
They was hitting in her face.
What was she doing when she was being hit in the face?
She was trying to cover up.
How long did that go on?
I don't know.
Before you went to the park that night, did you smoke any crack?
No.
Did you do any coke?
No.
Any pot?
No.
Were you high?
No.
Did you drink anything? Any alcohol?
No.
So you were straight when you went into the park?
Yes.
Okay. About what time was it when you were arrested, do you know?
9:55. 10:55.
10:55?
I told you, don't let him confuse.
What was, you remember the statement that you told me when they got you into the precinct? Remember what it was they told you that after the male and female was beat up?
Oh, they had said nobody squealed.
Who said that?
People from Schaumburg, the people that didn't get caught said nobody squealed.
The clothes that you're wearing tonight, you have a blue sweatshirt with a hood on.
Yes.
Were you wearing that on the night of the 19th?
Yes.
What kind of trousers were you wearing?
Same one.
Okay, I can't see what you have on, but could you stand up and let the camera just... I think you might have to step back.
Step back.
If you can just step back a little bit so the camera can see
What
you.
is Lamont?
Black.
Black.
Okay, you have black corduroy trousers. Are you able to pick that up, or should he...
Well, I have it, but I just have it from his waist.
Pick up your sweater. You can just pick up your sweater.
And you were you wearing that sweatshirt top
Yes.
and those black corduroy pants?
Yes.
What do you have on your feet?
Black sneakers with gray and red in it.
Were you wearing those on the night of the
Yes.
19th? Okay. Could you just turn around once, sort of slowly? Okay, you can keep turning.
Huh?
Turn over.
Okay.
Just...
Okay. Do you remember seeing anybody that night who had initials in his hair? You know how some people have a little shaved, some letters in their hair?
No.
Did you see anybody like that? When you saw the woman on the ground and you saw those guys punching her, do you remember what they were wearing?
No. I just know they had a dark colored shirt.
Both of them had dark colored shirts? Did the shirts have hoods like yours? Was it the same kind of material, like a sweatshirt, or was it a jacket?
Sweatshirt.
It was like that. Was it blue or black?
I think I can't tell.
It was dark. Were there any marks on it?
No.
The guy with the black and white jacket. Did you see him around her?
No.
You didn't see him at that point?
No.
The one who had something written on his jacket, Easy Al?
You the guy with the black and he had a black and white jacket.
I'm asking you, is that the same person? The jacket that's black and white also said Easy Al? Is that the same jacket or two different jackets?
Yeah, he had Easy Al. It had Easy Al on the back of his jacket.
Okay. Is that a black and white jacket that says Easy Al?
Uh-huh.
Did you see where that person was in position around the woman?
No.
No.
When the male jogger was assaulted, okay, he was hit with the pipe. Do you remember the other guy that you told me about?
Oh, with the flat, he had a flat top.
Yeah, with the high top.
And he had black and blonde hair at the top.
Right. How tall was he?
He was like 6'1".
Okay, it is now 10 minutes of 10. This interview is now concluded. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Would you just sit just a minute?
Okay.
I'll come right back to you.
Thanks very much.